HTML, the head element. The HTML head element is a container for the following elements: the title, style, meta, link, script, and base. The HTML head element. The head element is a container for metadata, data about data, and is placed between the HTML tag and the body tag. HTML metadata is data about the HTML document. Metadata is not displayed. Metadata typically define the document title, character set, styles, scripts, and other meta information. The HTML title element. The title element defines the title of the document. The title must be text only, and it is shown in the browser's title bar or in the Pages tab. The title element is required in HTML documents. The content of a page title is very important for search engine optimization (SEO). The page title is used by search engine algorithms to decide the order when listing pages and search results. Here we have the title element. Defines a title in the browser toolbar. Provides a title for the page when it is added to your favorites. Displays a title for the page and search engine's results. So try to make the title as accurate and meaningful as possible. A simple HTML document, and we already saw an example like this. So this is a simple template. You have inside of the head you have a title, and inside of the body there's the content of the document. Now we're gonna see the HTML style element. We already saw much of this information, so we have here the style element, and this is to use CSS but inside of your HTML file. Okay, so now we have the HTML link element. The link element defines the relationship between the current document and an external resource. The link tag is most often used to link to external style sheets. And then again, we already saw previous videos how to link, for example, a CSS file to your HTML file. And we're gonna open Visual Studio Code, and I'm gonna create a okay, so I have here my index.html, so I'm just gonna delete it. I'm gonna press Shift exclamation mark to create a template. I'm gonna save it, and now we're gonna use the link element. So I'm just gonna grab this link to show you guys. So I'm gonna go inside of the head section, and here we're gonna have the link element. We're gonna have the rel that is gonna be a style sheet, and now we have the href that is gonna be pointing to my style.css. so I don't have this file here. If we go to our website, okay, if we go to our website, nothing is happening. Okay, so we need to create this file first. So I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna go to my root, and I'm just gonna name it mystyle.css. So what do we have here in this example? We just have a heading and a paragraph. So we're gonna go to Visual Studio Code, and inside of the body we're gonna paste that, the h1 and the paragraph. So we're gonna save it, and we're gonna go to our website, and this is how it looks. This is a heading, this is a paragraph, but here we don't have the background yellow, for example. We need to put that in our CSS. So you go to your CSS file that we create, and we can just go background, or we can go body. Okay, it's gonna be body, then open curly braces, and then you're gonna put background color, and then we can choose, I don't know, maybe dark orange. So we're gonna go to our website, and it's working, as you can see. So we already see some examples like that in previous video, so we're gonna go move a little fast here. The HTML meta element. The meta element is typically used to specify the character set, page description, keywords, author of the document, and viewport settings. The metadata will not be displayed on the page, but is used by browsers how to display content or reload page by search engines, keywords, and other web pages and other web services. So here we have an example. Define the character set use. So here we have angle brackets, we use meta, then we have the char set that is going to be assigned to equal sign. Inside the double quotes we're going to type in UTF-8, that is to define a character set. So now we're going to have define keywords for search engines. So again, inside of the angle brackets we're going to have meta, the name is going to be keywords, the content is going to be equal sign. Inside of the double quotes we're going to have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Define a description of your web page, meta, name, equal sign, double quotes, and here we're going to have a description, and the content is going to be equal sign, double quotes, and we're going to have free web tutorials. Now we have defined the author of the page. So you have the meta, you have the name, you have the author, you have the content. Refresh document every 30 seconds. You do inside angle brackets, you have meta, you have HTTP -equip equal sign. Inside of the double quotes we have refresh, and in content equal sign, inside of the double quotes we're gonna put the number of seconds that you want your page to be refreshed. So now we're gonna see setting the viewport to make your website look good in all devices, and you do that by angle brackets, meta, name, equal sign, you have viewport, and the content equal sign, double quotes, we're gonna have the width equal sign, device -width, comma, initial -scale equal to 1.0, and we close the double quotes and we close the angle brackets. So here's an example of the meta tags. We're gonna grab this example. All the meta information goes inside the head, so it's pretty simple, this part. So for example, we go to our index.html file, we paste it here, and all the meta element is going to be inside of the head section. So if you mouse over it, the meta element represents various kinds of metadata that cannot be expressed using the title, base, link, style, and script elements. So that is that, and outside of that we're going to use a paragraph and we put this information. All meta information goes inside of the head section. So that's what's going on here. Setting the viewport. More viewports is the user's visible area of a web page. It varies with the device and will be smaller on a mobile phone than on a computer screen. You should include the following meta element in all your web pages. So here we have angle brackets, we have the meta, we have the name, and the name is going to be assigned to the viewport. We have the content, and it's going to be assigned to width equal device-width, and then we have the initial -scale that is going to be assigned to 1.0. Okay, so this gives the browser instructions on how to control the page's dimensions and scaling. And for example, if you go to our website and press Ctrl+Shift+I, you can see elements, you can see console, source, and if you go here in toggle device toolbar, you can see you can mimic like an iPhone or a tablet, and you can play around with these pixels here. So that is that too. So this gives, okay, the width equal sign device-width part sets the width of the page to follow the screen width of the device, which will vary depending on the device. The initial -scale equal to 1.0 part sets the initial zoom level when the page is first loaded by the browser. Here is an example of a web page without the viewport meta tag, and the same web page with the viewport meta tag. So they're talking about these examples. So the first example, here is an example of a web page without the viewport, so they're talking about this one, and the same web page with the viewport meta tag. So you can see the difference depending on your mobile, your smartphone, your tablet. If you use the viewport, it's going to look much better. So now we're going to move to the HTML script element. The script element is used to define client-side JavaScript. The following JavaScript writes, hello, JavaScript into an HTML element with ID demo, and we already saw these examples. We can check it out again maybe. So we're gonna grab these examples that they're giving us. We're gonna go to Visual Studio Code, to our index.html file, and what do we have here? So I'm gonna grab this one here, and I'm gonna go, it's gonna be inside the body. Okay, so yeah, so here we have in lines 4 we have the title, page title, and lines 5 to lines 9 we have the script. So in the script, inside of the script, we have a function named myFunction with parentheses. Inside of the curly braces, we're gonna have the document that get element by ID. Inside of the parentheses, we're gonna have double quotes, and inside of the double quotes, we're gonna grab the ID. And where is the ID? So in line 14, in this case, we have a paragraph, and we have an ID of demo. We close the angle brackets of the paragraph, and we have a context of a paragraph. So now in line 7 again, we have document that get element by ID, and we pass in the ID that we grab from line 14. We chain it to the inner HTML, and we're gonna assign it to this string hello JavaScript. So that is that for the script that is gonna be inside of the head. Now inside of the body, we have a heading 1, my web page. We have the paragraph in line 14, and in line 15 we're gonna have the button element with type of button, and onClick event is gonna listen for myFunction with parentheses, and this button is gonna be showing try it. So we're gonna go to our website, and this is what it looks like, my web page, a paragraph, try it. So if I click it, it changes to hello world, to hello JavaScript. So if we refresh it, it just says a paragraph. So as lines 14, we can change it, I don't know, just coding, for example. Coding, this is gonna be, and now in line 7, document that get element by ID, we're gonna grab the ID in the parentheses. The ID is demo, but it can be anything. Let's put, anything. Okay, it's gonna be anything. So in line 14 we have a paragraph with ID anything. Okay, and the text is gonna be coding, just coding. Okay, so that is that. So inside of the script of lines 5 to 9, we're gonna have a function named myFunction. Then inside of the curly braces, we're gonna have document that get element by ID, and this time the ID is not demo, this time the ID is anything. It is inside of double quotes. So now we're gonna chain it to the inner HTML, and we have a string here, and we can put, I don't know, YouTube. We can just put that, and then we save it. So we go to our website, we refresh it, and then you can see this changes to just coding and then YouTube. So it's working. And then again, for the button, we have lines 15, we have the button element, the type is button, then we have the onClick event, =, and inside of the double quotes you have to put in the function that we created here, this function with the parentheses, and you can put some text here, for example, I don't know, click me. That is the most common thing, I guess. So you go to our website and then just put click me. So right now it says just coding, so if I click it, it's just gonna go to YouTube. So that is that. And then we have the HTML base element. The base element specifies the base URL and or target for all relative URLs in a page. The base tag must have either an href or a target attribute present, or both. There can only be one single base element in a document. So here we have an example. We have the head, and then we have a base, and this base has an href and then a target. So let's see what happens here. So this is what it sends us, and then we're gonna have this link, and it's gonna send us to an okay. So we're gonna grab this example, we're gonna go to Visual Studio Code, to our index.html file, we're gonna paste it here, And now, okay, so we're gonna go to our website, and yeah, it's working. So inside of the head section, we're gonna have the base with an href, and the href is gonna be this URL, https://www.w3schools.com. and then we're gonna have a target, and the target is gonna be equal double quotes and then underscore blank, so it's gonna open in a new tab. So that is inside of the head. Now inside of the body, we're gonna have heading 1, the base element. We're gonna have a paragraph in this, and inside of the paragraph we're gonna have an image with source images/stickman.gif with a width of 24 pixels, a height of 39 pixels, a description alt of stickman. Notice that we have some content here. Notice that we have only specified a relative address for the image. Since we have specified a base URL in the head section, the browser will look for the image at this URL. So that is the end of the paragraph. And then we have another paragraph. We open the a tag, we have an href, and then we have tags/tag underscores base dot asp. We have this content HTML based tag. We close the a tag, and then we have some information, some content. Notice that the link opens in a new window even if it has no target attribute. This is because the target attribute of the base element is set to underscore blank. So that is that. We're gonna go to our website, and this is how it looks like. And I'm grabbing this picture. I don't have it here in my folder test, but I am able to see it because we are using this href that is gonna be this URL. So when we go to our website, the base element, notice that we have only specified a relative address for the image. Since we have specified a base URL in the head section, the browser will look for the image at this URL. And we also have this HTML based tag, so when we click it, it's gonna send us to the tag underscore base dot asp, the one that we put here in lines 12 inside of the a tag. So that is how it works. And finally, we have the chapter summary. We have the head element as a container for the metadata, data about data. We have the head element is placed between the HTML tag and the body tag. We have the title element that is required, and it defines the title of the document. The style element is used to define style information for a single document. We have the link tag, is most often used to link to external style sheets. The meta element is typically used to specify the character set, page description, keywords, author of the document, and viewport settings. We have the script element, and is used to define client-side JavaScript. We have the base element that specifies the base URL and or target for all relative URLs in a page. And finally, we have the HTML head elements, and we already saw much of this information in previous videos with JavaScript styling. So here we have the head tag, defines information about the document. We have the title tag, defines the title of the document. We have the base tag, defines a default address or a default target for all links on a page. We have the link tag, defines a relationship between a document and an external resource. We have the meta, defines metadata about an HTML document. We have the script that defines a client-side script. And finally, we have the style tag that defines the style information for a document.